Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X and this video is sponsored by...
We love the internet, but the internet is tracking everything you do. Take control of your online privacy with IPVanish. People with malicious intent are everywhere, watching you. Criminals can hack your Wi-Fi, while broadband providers and advertisers monitor your data. With IPVanish on your device, your internet activity is encrypted. No one can see what you're doing. Your location, your connection, completely hidden. Protect your internet privacy today with IPVanish.
Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X and Default Black Base. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another video, man. I got another build for you guys. I hope y'all enjoy, man. We got another big build. So this is going to be a lengthy video once again. Y'all do say y'all want some builds. So yeah, I got some builds for you guys. So hope y'all enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit all the links in the description below to stay up to date with my music, all that stuff as well. So what we're going to be focusing on here is the Mortar build. The Mortar build that I made is pretty much self-explanatory. You can definitely farm for all these pieces that you want very easily. It's a little bit easy to make this build, which is cool. And the Mortar is one of the best things to do if you just want to run through levels. Pretty much the best build as well. But if you're interested, man, make sure you go to my Patreon and get my secret build that I use to run through easily. Don't even attack. All you gotta do is sit in cover and let your skills do work. If you're interested in that, make sure you go to my Patreon to find out the secret build that I made that helps me run through levels and I use in the stream. You can definitely utilize that. Link in the description below for that. Make sure you go to my Patreon and sign up, bro. Support your boy. I'm out here trying. So anyway, we're going to be focusing on the Mortar build. I'm going to go over all the pieces, attachments, specializations, all the stuff that you need, and we're going to be doing utilized testing with a little bit of gameplay at the end. So there's going to be a little bit of lengthy video, so I hope you enjoy. So what we're going to be focusing on right now is just the build. So we're going to be going over all the attachments and stuff to the build that you need as well. The first thing we want to go to is our specialization. Specialization we want to be focusing on is demolition. Demolition is probably one of the best ones that I like, and you can actually utilize the grenade launcher with this build as well. You'll have all explosiveness with this build, which is crazy. Also, you want to make sure it's maxed out so you can utilize all the full effects of demolition. So I recommend you take the time to max out all the specializations so we don't really have to worry about none that we use. You can definitely pick the gun that you want to use, shotguns, sniper, anything that you want to use, but I prefer the guns that I use, which I want to go over, and I'm going to go over the attachments with that as well. So what we're going to be focusing on and we're going to be going through is the full build, and we're going to be going over the guns, pistol, and secondary, primary, and all that stuff as well. So the first thing we're going to head to ourselves is the test subject. Now, what I do like about the test subject is very decent, man. We definitely got all the attachment that we want, and we have a fully god roll. What I love about this test subject, it has perfectly in sync that you really want to focus on. As you can see, everything is god roll, and the total damage is 83.2. We're really not focusing on the damage because we have perfectly in sync, because we're going to be letting the skills in the Mortar do most of the work, and we're just utilizing this to enhance the damage on the Mortar and our specialization as well. So the attachment we're going to be focusing on is a small OD scope, which will give us negative on the accuracy and plus 15% on the stability. Also gives us a plus 20% on the stability with this suppressor, and also for the last one to give us plus 10 rounds on here as well. So we're definitely going to be focusing on that with this primary as our test subject, god roll if you can find it. Also, you already know I use the best shotgun in the game, which is the Scorpion. I recommend using this for the secondary and pretty much all the builds. You have nothing to go wrong with this shotgun. You can even run in primary. I wish you could run two of them at the same time, because that would be fucking ridiculous. Which they did in Division 1, where you can run two exotics at the same time. I'm mad because they took that away. But yeah, a Scorpion exotic shotgun is definitely what you want to go. You can definitely get a very higher one, but I'm putting out 646.3k damage. You can definitely go higher if you can find a god roll Scorpion. I do recommend that if you can farm one. Also, we're going to be going over our pistol. which will be the card, which is kicking out 156.2k damage, which will give us +1 skill tier. Definitely pull out the damage with breadbasket and give us a little attachments as well. Not really gonna go over because I really don't use the pistol that much. Now we get into the nitty gritty of the gear we're going to be going over to as well. So stay up a day. We're going to be going over this as well. What we're going to be going over here is the Mortar, which will give us the skill of God Roll. It'll give us 2 pieces of Honeydew Corporation, which will give us 10% skill haste and 10% skill damage. And also we give us health once again. If you can find a better Honeydew, I recommend it, but I could not find one, and I'm still searching for one for this build. Also, we want to be utilizing kinetic momentum once again, so we're taking that into instance, and we have 2 God rolls on skill haste and plus skill tier, and give us another 10% skill damage by us having the second piece gear. So that puts us up in the 20%, and also the talents, which is kinetic momentum, is what we're going to be focusing on. Next, we're going to be focusing on waveform. Y'all already know it stacks 10. We got a maxed out skill damage, and also a maxed out somewhat skill haste if you can find a better waveform, but it really doesn't matter because it stacks 10 and you're still putting out pretty much the same damage either way, but it's good to just have it maxed out if you can. Also, we're going to be going over the book bag, which would be the KM9, which will give us explosive damage, which is the China Light Industrial Corporation, which will give us +1 skill damage, critical hit damage, 20% skill repair, and 8.9 skill duration for the attachment. And also the talent we have on this is Adrenaline Rush, which is very good with this build. Next, we're going to be focusing on another one, which would be the Dust Attack Gloves, which will give the Grupa Sombra, I guess, I don't know, SA, which will give us 50% critical hit damage, 15% explosive damage, and also 14.9 weapon damage, 9.9 headshot damage, and 10% skill, 10% status effect to this as well. Also, we're going to be focusing on the knee patch, which will give us another, because we have 2 pieces of those, which will give us God Roll skill damage, skill haste, and weapon damage as well, which give this build tremendous damage along the way. We're going to be running the Stinger with this build, which will give us 10% maxed out skill, stem efficiency, and also a Stinger charge. And we can also put here the duration, but we can't because it doesn't let us do that because we have to switch to this to use a certain build. So we're going to be utilizing the Mortar, which gives us maxed out pretty much everything that we need for our attachments, and is putting out 3 million damage, 9 ammo, and we have a tier 5. Tier 5. That's pretty much all you need is tier 5 on this thing. It's crazy. I don't know why, but yeah. Give us that 75 damage with that explosive damage. And the key to this build, you want to have your skill haste all the way up, so you definitely want to max out the skill damage and the skill haste if you can. Also, what makes this build a little bit damaging is that we want to focus on the explosive damage, if I'm not mistaken. So we're putting out 3 million on our damage. And let's see here. Got armor kill, explosive resistance, and I'm trying to find the skill damage for you guys. It's in here somewhere. It's at the top. Rifle damage, pistol damage. Here we go. You want to have it only max out at 40%. So if you can get 40% explosive damage, that is all you need for an explosive mortar build. Doesn't matter how you build it, as long as you get that 40% explosive damage, and utilize that as well with this build. So definitely utilize that. That is all you need for that as well. So pretty much self-explanatory with that. We're going to be going into testing, man, so make sure you stay alert. See you in the testing fields. Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. How you guys doing? Welcome back. I say welcome back. We in the testing grounds. My boy. I think I'm doing another video. My bad. But anyway, we're going to be going over the Mortar build in the testing grounds. I'm going to show you how to use this build a little bit more correctly and professionally, and teach you how to use this build for a beginner perspective. Pretty much don't need a lot to learn how to use this build, but the techniques that I have for this build to make it run a little bit more efficiently and help you just blow past the level of team support definitely will help you out a lot. So we're going to be going over the testing grounds, just like I said. Pretty much just want to focus on explosive damage. That's all you need for the Mortar build. That's pretty much it. you ain't even got to leave the cover. You can just stay in there pretty much the whole time. So what we're going to be doing, putting on very hard, and we're going to be working on team support pretty much the whole group with this. So the next thing you want to know is we're going to be utilizing the perfect sync again, which would be giving us this test subject that I went over, which would be the perfect in sync. Chess piece we're going to be going over is kinetic momentum once again, give us that 1% skill damage and 2% skill for 15 stacks as well. Then we're going to really be focusing on the waveform, which actually give us the skill damage and skill haste, and actually the book bag, which will give us a adrenaline rush. We can actually face up with opponents and also go one-on-one with the CPU, which really doesn't matter because you're just going to be in cover the whole time, so you don't really have nothing to worry about with that situation. So, what we're going to be focusing on is the Mortar build. We're going to be going over techniques that you can use for the Mortar build, self-explanatory, and the Stinger. So, the Stinger is pretty much what we're going to be focusing on. Here is the actual bleed to it, which give us the damage, which don't give us the third attachment, which we really don't need. But actually, we're just focusing on the bleed damage, which is 50,000, and we got it to tier 4, that's pretty much all we need. So, the Mortar, because we got explosive damage, we actually got it on tier 4, and we getting a round 4, really around almost close to 3 million damage. That's pretty much all we need. And also the Mortar applies bleed to as well. A lot of people don't know that the Mortar actually add a bleed status effect on the affecting target. So you already got a bleed effective with the Stinger, and you have a bleed status effect with that as well. So to utilize this, man, we're going to be focusing on just utilizing the Mortar and utilizing the techniques and stuff like that. So the Stinger, you already know, pretty much self-explanatory. We got the Stinger to apply bleed. That's what we want to focus on. Stinger applying bleed, then you shoot and you add in that type of damage. What the Mortar does is actually add a whole bunch of feel towards it too as well, because it's actually giving a whole lot of damage that you want to utilize as well. It actually covers up the whole group, and it's putting down a little bit over 3 million, 4 million damage. So that's the great part about this build, is that you can put out so much damage with just the Mortar alone. It just comes down to you aiming pretty much where you want to aim and just shoot from there. So figure out where you want to shoot. You can put the Mortar anywhere you want. You can just shoot as much as you want. Apply the bleed to as well. You can do that as well. Pretty much self-explanatory. Nothing really changed. Also throw the grenade out there too if you want. You can do a lot of stuff with this. Pretty much freestyle. The Mortar just putting out so much damage, and you ain't got nothing to worry about. Pretty much you can just take out whole groups and just sit and cover the whole game. So that's pretty much all you need to do, mostly, when utilizing this build. So that's pretty much all. And the cool thing about it is that a lot of people don't know, which I was really messing with this testing, is the adrenaline rush. Whenever you're within 10 meters of the enemy, 20% bonus armor is pretty much stacked. So you actually get, in case you're getting hit from long range or somebody's getting too close to you, you can actually shoot them. You still got enough armor to make the effect to fight off the defenders as you're trying to aim for the Mortar and everything else. Actually get 18 chargers, so you're pretty much good, man. That's all you really need to focus on, is utilizing the Mortar, and that's all. Pretty much, and you can just sit in the corner and just shoot and just go bonkers with it, man. It's pretty much a freestyle setup. You can do it's so much damage with this thing. It's ridiculous. It's just so much damage. You wipe out whole groups with it and everything. So, and also, just like I said, you have a choice of using any grenade that you want. For this one, I went with the actual frag grenade, which would give me a little over 1 million damage alone, which is very good too, because the grenade itself puts out so much damage. As you can see here, you can see it puts out a good amount of damage, just enough to apply the bleed. That's all you really want, is just to apply the bleed. So you can throw grenades out there, freestyle it pretty much any way you want, and you can just sit there and just go ham and utilize this. Anything that you want to utilize. So it just comes down to you adding the damage that you want, applying the bleed. Whoever's in that red circle, you can take out so much damage. So yeah, pretty much self-explanatory on how to use the Mortar build, man. So I hope y'all enjoy this build. We're going to go into a little bit of gameplay, showing you a couple of things that I use in this build, just showing you how to utilize it in certain situations. So I might have a couple of clips at the end if you enjoy. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a little commentary over that too. So let's go to the gameplay. Alright guys, this is gameplay, so I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit all the links in the description below, and I hope y'all enjoy this build. Thank you guys, deuces.